that it?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, it looks like we are in the picks and bans right here.
Yeah, this is actually a rematch of last week's finals, Ponytail versus Anelace.
Who won last week?
Oh god, no.
Anelace won last week. And
Yeah, we actually just did an interview with Ponytail on Friday.
Very nice. Were they the ones who won the set of 3?
Oh god, I'm a bad person. I can't remember if Tiny Pudge or Ponytail won those.
GG.
Don't judge me.
GG.
Tiny Pudge versus Ponytail was a rematch of last week's semifinal match.
Yep. Good times, good times.
Alright, well, last week Anelace was purple and Ponytail was blue, and this time it's switched around, so we'll see if that impacts anything.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh.
You guys are blue, sorry. Aw, they're switching sides, so no luck for you, Azza.
Oh, are they?
Yes, they are.
Huh.
Yep. So, unfortunately.
Wait, is Anna blue or Pony?
He has no idea.
Well, no, because that's what I put it. That's what I thought it was.
You might have to rearrange the,
I am so hungry. We're remaking, apparently. So
Yay!
we are in the final game here. I am excited.
Finals! You're excited because you know that after this you get to go and get some noms.
I could go get some noms right now if I wanted to.
Well,
Let you talk about the picks, and I'll just be like, "Yeah, that's good," and then mute my mic again and eat.
you stuff your face, fatty.
Fatty, I haven't eaten all day. We're like fucking starving island victims.
Aww.
My muscles need food, dude.
Your muscles need food.
Dude, I lift.
Okay.
I feel
Okay.
sluggish though.
Aw, yeah, I know that feeling.
Like when you
people don't
exercise.
understand testing, man. It just you sit in a chair all day. You don't get to move. You don't get to eat. It's just nothing. It's very yeah.
By the way, me and my friends, because I have on my friends list, I have a list for any fans who add me or people who I meet streaming, and I call it Sockymans Army. But we actually renamed. We found up for a better name than it, so we're actually now going to call it the Sockies and Sockettes. So
Good job.
my friends decided that.
Proud of you.
That was dumb.
Sorta kinda proud of you. I just got a message from somebody that says, I bet he doesn't even lift.
Dude, I do lift. I really do. I've been going to the gym since...
Yeah, but you're a fatty.
I'm not a fatty. Well, okay, I'm not skinny, but I'm not fatty.
Fatty.
My rule, okay, this is the same rule that I hold women to. If their tits go past their stomach, then they're attractive to me most of the time.
Sockymans?
Yeah? What?
You are about to get yourself in trouble with the total of maybe some women that watch this ever.
How? Like, everyone has standards.
I get that everybody has standards, but...
And I hold myself to that same standard. I hold myself to that same standard. My tits go out past my stomach because I work on them the most.
Sockymans, please shut up.
To the picks and bans.
I am recording this, and the next time you get a girlfriend, I'm going to send her this clip.
Hey, we're just talking between friends, okay?
Like casting a tournament, Sockymans. Oh man.
Alright, well, I gotta get...
Yeah, have fun, Azaraki.
I gotta get going. Not only because it's picks and bans, but also because I have to go act. And I'm actually good at that, so stop snickering with your mic muted.
Okay. Bye-bye.
What's hoist?
On the bright side, at least I know Sockymans would consider me attractive. That's good to know. Not sort of.
That's well, I've never seen what you look like, so I could not offer thing. But I'm generally like I'm not an asshole. I look at personality first. Like there are a lot of attractive girls that I know that I am not attracted to at all because I just find their personality to be ugly. Like,
aww. Sockyman's trying to redeem himself.
No, I'm being serious. Like,
I know, I'm fucking with you.
But I'm just saying, then there is the like literally personality can offset like anything for me because like what's the point of even doing that? Like, there's sex that you're gonna be isn't like the whole thing.
And then we got into the picks and bans of the game. Right away, the blue team opting to take off Zinzao, Thresh, and Jarvan from the board, and first picking out Lulu. Purple team taking out Rammus, Singed, and Hecarim. Sockymans, what do you think of those bans?
Well, I was okay. I'm just gonna drop it, but. I think the bans are pretty good. Definitely banning out Rammus. I am so happy to see people thinking Rammus is good again. But he did actually do a lot in that fight. That taunt put on champions really shut them down for a good 3 seconds, and that's with the Merc Treads about 2. So that's pretty good. Hecarim and Singed, fairly good characters getting banned out. Zinzao, Thresh, and Jarvan, ban champions coming out from Anelace, and I generally think those are all really good bans too. Zinzao has been really strong, and we've seen him in a lot of major tournaments.
Yeah, so oddly enough, MF and Blitzcrank being picked, we talked about earlier how Blitzcrank just isn't on the same level as Thresh is right now. Thresh just overall a better champion in many people's opinions, and it's really shown more so than anything by the LCS picks and bans between Thresh and Blitzcrank, and you're totally paying attention to the chat. Pay attention to the picks and bans. I know you can do this, Roy.
You were typing in the chat. You can't give me that.
Type in the chat.
You were typing in the chat while I was talking.
Oh God. Anyways, once again, we have that bot lane cuteness being picked. I want to see the blue team go for an all Yordle team. They're 3/5 of the way there. They got Yordle, Yordles, and more Yordles. They've got Lulu, Tristana, and a Mumu picked up for the blue team. Now we just have to see a rumble, and oh God, who would go mid? I have no idea who would go mid, but I want to see a rumble too, and then somebody going mid. But yeah,
we have seen.
Pick Poppy, or not Poppy and Rumble. Pick Poppy and Rumble. I almost said
we have an all Yordle team.
I want to see a full Yordle team coming out. Okay.
Yeah, Vigar. Bockley points out.
Vigar would work too.
Maybe, I don't know. Anelace did cater to both of us, playing both of our favorite champions. Maybe they're gonna be the fan favorite. They're just being like, we're gonna pick what the fans want.
If they don't run an all Yordle comp, I will be sorely disappointed right now. I think, oh, there's a Teemo!
Oh, one more pick!
I'm like getting all excited, hoping that they're gonna run.
It's gonna be like Garen.
Or the love of
like, there's gonna be a bunch of short people and then Garen.
Exactly. I like how we're so focused on the Yordles right now, we haven't even taken the time to discuss Purple Team. But Purple Team and everything else in the world aside, Yordles! Adorable. Some are fuzzy, some have kitty ears, some are mummies, and some have rockets in their pockets.
Definitely. And hopefully Tristana has enough rockets to auto-attack at about, 2 per second.
We'll just have to see what happens there. And, I think they're changing. I'm gonna be really
no! Oh, well.
Opting to pick up MF, Blitzcrank, Nocturne, oddly enough. Now, Nocturne isn't a very favored jungler in this particular tournament. So interesting to see him all the way in the finals, and Jack's just that ticking time bomb in the top lane, has that potential to snowball at any point in time. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Ooh, a Morgana pick might be coming out here for a ponytail here, and I really don't know how that would do against this, but Amumu has to dive in, and Rumble is a fairly close range, fighter. So Morgana might be good, and that'll also synergize with Misfortune's ultimate. So it'll be interesting. And there's the Morgana locked in. One thing I want to say is I have figured out a way to kind of redeem the blue team here for not picking a Yordle. Think of it like a daycare center. Bunch of little kids and the old man, the caretaker.
No.
There
Are you calling Yordles children? Sockymans.
No, because that would be wrong. Because in the lore, there is sex implications between Yordles. So.
Oh, things that we don't need to be talking about. Somebody just called them Oompa Loompas. That's sad. Anyways, Amumu was, I don't know, somebody told me that Amumu was apparently originally a mummified child, but apparently Riot thought that was too morbid and then just changed him to being a Yordle.
Yordle is much better than mummified child.
I don't know. I think that would be a cool, disturbing concept. Dude, I love horror, okay?
Ooh.
And you have the random lever. Like, seriously, who doesn't love good scary stuff? Scary stuff is awesome. Trade failure. Oh, that explains a lot. Alright, well, same pick, same bands will go ahead and get in here. I would totally allow the blue team to go ahead and opt out of that Zilean and instead go for, like, a Teemo mid or a Viger or anything else that's a Yordle.
Yeah, Bockley knows what I'm talking about. Tristana and Teemo. When they were in the army, they deny claims.
Yeah, I just no. Bad.
What's wrong with the lore? I love the lore of League.
Sockymans, just bad. You've been way too focused on like relationships and stuff in this cast in the last 10 minutes with me. No.
Rumble has a crush on Tristana.
Yep.
That's why he named his machine Tristana. The more you know.
So bad, Sockymans. Bad Sockymans. Anyways,
I'm gonna go sit I'm gonna raise my chair up so it's a timeout chair. All right, there you go. My chair is now a foot taller. I'm in the timeout chair.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now, anyways, getting into this, we finally have everybody locked in. We are ready to go. The final lineups for the blue team. We have got Lulu, Tristana, Amumu, Rumble, and Zilean. And for the purple team, MF, Nocturne, Jax, Morgana, and Blitzcrank. So this Zilean, we saw Zilean being played by these guys in the Learning with the Pros night. What do you think about Zilean?
Well, I really think, as I said last game, Zilean does provide a free GA, and I think it's actually slightly more effective than GA too, because it scales off his ability power and other stats that Zilean has. Alternatively, it's on a shorter cooldown and can be used on anyone, so it's a pass around. It's kind of like Mikhail's, but it's a GA rather than a QSS. And those bombs do a lot of damage because it is his only damage ability, so they really wanted to have him scale quite highly. So I like Zilean pick because he provides a lot of utility and burst damage, which is kind of similar to what Morgana is going to provide. He's going to provide a lot of burst damage and utility, and then once Morgana's cooldowns are off, then she's going to be useless for about 6 seconds. Zilean going to be about in the same boat. So we're going to see it's all going to be dependent on who the two AP carries throw their abilities on and how they're used. And I really think the other members of the team fight are going to be the main tipping point after that.
Yeah, it's kind of this weird dynamic going on with mid right now, where it's going to boil down to nothing more than passive farm lanes going on between Zilean and Morgana, so I don't imagine that there's going to be a lot of action there even once they hit level 6, because here's how a level 6 engagement will go. Morgana will attempt to all-in Zilean by using her binding, her pool, her ultimate, and ignite. Zilean will ult himself, and both will walk away from the engagement with all of their cooldowns down and nothing else to show for it. It's pretty much how a fight at level 6 is going to go between these two. I don't expect there to really be anything else going on in that mid lane, so I think the action is mostly going to be in bot and top.
Definitely. And just looking out at these two junglers, I I have to say that Nocturne definitely going to give a lot more lane presence than Amumu. Amumu does have good ganks, but it's very reliant on him hitting all his CC. And then even then, on top of that, it also relies on whether the laner can follow up with enough damage, because Amumu, Nocturne, I would say, easily does outdamage his Amumu at this stage in the game. Going, on top of that also, Jax has teleport, so the purple team, Ponytail, has a lot of global pressure. But I'd have to give just a straight 5-on-5 team fight. It's at least just looking by these picks to the blue team, because MR, they have a really nice, good split of MR and AD. I mean, both teams kind of do if you look at it, but purple team's a little more AD heavy, so they're gonna be harder to build against.
Well, we'll just have to see what happens as we get into this game. We are nearing the end of the delay period right now, so we'll have to see what happens. Now, I'm more curious to see what is going to go on with the invade, simply because there's a blitzcrank on the purple team that generally signals an invade and will be something that I can almost guarantee the blue team is going to prep for. But if there is a level 1 5v5 invade, who do you think will take home that win from the invade, Roy?
Well, if a level 1 fight were to break out, oh god, that's not good.
What happened?
My League of Legends client crashed.
Oh no!
GG Riot, GG. So we're going to try to hop back in this game, but judging by the picks, level 1 fight, not really sure who'd win. I think if the purple team did take certain skills, then they would win their level 1 fight, but that would, kind of inhibit them in jungling and lane. So, I don't know, it really would depend on what people would skill up and who catches who. Both, if they're the engaging team, would win a level 1 fight, in my opinion. So it's really who did the engagement. And it looks like we are going to be hopping back into a game here. Oh no. Come on. Now are my XSplit hotkeys not working? Oh well, I'm just gonna have to do it manually. But
Good job.
My XSplit hotkeys also crashed for some odd reason.
Yeah, they can do that sometimes. In the meantime, I'm just gonna go ahead and line up all of these champions while we work on getting back into this game. Looks like we have very typical starts coming out. Both AD carries opting for Doran's Blaze. Blitzcrank opting to start with a Fairy Charm, 3 wards and 3 potions. Oddly enough, he hasn't gone deep into the support masteries. He's looking at a very bulky build right now. Certainly not a problem for him. It is going to give him some needed defenses against the poke that's going to come out, and it looks like the red team may be setting up for the invade.
Yeah, possibly, or maybe just a counter invade. I really hope we see a level 1 engagement, because in all honesty, those are some of the most exciting engagements, because it's really down to the wire on what can happen in restricted.
Roy, you are solo casting for a moment. Please excuse me.
All right, that's fine with me. So, well, things happen. We're gonna see a lot of pings go down here. It looks like blue isn't really making that much of an effort, but they do have this ward here, so any invade will instantly be shut down or seen instantly, so they will know of the invade. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do much about it, as they are really scattered, but Rumble looks like he's going to be starting blue, and they are aware that it looks like red team put a ward down there. They want to know where the bot lane, and they want to be able to spot their own invade. So actually, looks like they weren't trying to invade at all. They were just trying to defend it against an invade. Looking here for a TSM invade, and looking up here just as a normal thing. So we're going to have to see how that ends up perspiring. And let me fix my sound real quick, because Skype messes everything up.
I'm pretty sure I just got trolled by our pro team.
What just happened?
All I see in Skype is this team captain sucks, double assassin comp, Casper can't answer a goddamn question, and me going, holy fuck, what the hell is going on?
That's okay. It looks like FMN Anelace, Lulu is actually named after the team, but gets caught out and gets taken to about half. We'll be able to pot that back up, but looks like that's good. Are you actually back, Lunette, now?
Yeah, I'm
All right.
here after going in, and all I hear is like, seriously, they're giggling like 3-year-olds. So that's immediately when I knew nothing was wrong and decided to come back. I swear to God, managing a pro team is like managing a daycare at some points. Like, you can't leave them by themselves for 10 minutes.
Well, why do you think most of the big managers of the big teams are women? Probably. Actually, no.
really
Actually,
good
that's
point.
not true. That's not true. Cause
There are a lot of female managers.
yeah, Vulcan Marins has a female manager. Vulcan female manager. Kelby's a guy, I think. Call me Kelby.
Anyways, let's go ahead and get back to the game and start casting. Because that was ridiculous and I can't believe I left for that. Anyways, in this mostly Yordle comp right now, they look to be doing fairly well. They're actually gaining a very steady early gold advantage, even though they haven't gotten any kills. They've still got 600 gold ahead, which means they're out farming right now. They're just doing overall a better job of keeping up in the CS and making sure that they've got the gold generation to give themselves an early lead.
Definitely, and I do have to say that, in all honesty, we haven't seen really any early fighting. Normally, by 5 minutes in most of the games today, we've seen at least one kill come out. But looks like we have a lot of late game characters here. We have Rumble, we have Jax, we have Tristana, we have Nocturne, we have Morgana. We just have a lot of late game coming out from both teams. So I think both teams are going to have a semi-slow start. As you noticed in that level 1, neither really wanted to invade. They were just defending.
Yeah, I did see that, and a missed Blitzcrank hook, but it looks like Nocturne's coming in here for the late game.
Very nice knock-up. Nocturne just tried to Spell Shield. Spell Shield just a second too early there, but it looks like that will be the disengage.
Yeah, nothing going to transpire from that as of yet, and here we go with a mini duel down in the mid lane, but a nice Spell Shield will go ahead and save Morgana from taking any needless damage. But I mean, overall, this has been a fairly boring match. We see very standard builds coming out on pretty much all sides. Lulu looks to be opting for something very tanky, but everyone just kind of sitting around trying to farm and get in some poke. There really isn't much to talk about at this point in the game because, again, we're 5 minutes in and we haven't even seen any kind of major skirmish take place aside from one failed gank.
How was your day? No, just kidding. There's more to talk about. And Zilean diving the tower, getting super aggressive. First blood will go down onto Zilean, misunderestimating that damage, possibly assuming his spell shield was down. So, just as we say there's no action, bam.
Yeah, instantly, maybe I should start saying that more. No action, no action, no action. And then suddenly pentakill.
Oh, very nice hook on Tristana, getting hit. And the exhaust will go out, but very nice jump will get her away. And that was kind of a wasted exhaust right there.
Yep, and with that exhaust down, that is certainly going to give MF and Blitzcrank a bit of an advantage, especially if they land another hook in this laning phase.
Wait, you mean it'll give Lulu and Trist, because the exhaust was blown by.
Yeah, I derped.
Oh, very nice hook! Waiting for Tristana to jump, and that was almost a bait, but unfortunately they're not going to be able to follow it up. And this Jax top lane just keeps getting bullied out.
I'm gonna be honest, my brain just isn't working anymore at this point. I'm fairly convinced that I just kind of went full retard right there. But either way, we've got Lulu coming out with some phenomenal poke. Rumble has busted down his ultimate in the top lane, trying to get some kind of kill down on Jax. Unfortunately, just not working out there. Jax still very much alive, not really having to do much now. Fun fact, max rank, the full duration of being in Rumble's ultimate is 1,000 damage. Rumble's ultimate, very powerful if you get stuck in it. So
is that just base, not counting scaling?
That's just base.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, but that you have to be stuck in it for the full time. Even then, with the slow that comes from it as well. Oh man, that is one red carpet of doom. Rumble's a really scary champion, And especially with the Amumu coming out, the potential lockup and damage comp that'll come from not only that ultimate, but the Tristana jump as well could be potentially devastating for this team with the AoE bomb damage going on.
Definitely, and just a little tidbit I thought of earlier when we were talking about no action. When I was at one of the events, I think it was either PAX. Yeah, it was PAX. But what happened is there was a really slow action game. It had CLG in it, but literally the game was so slow. Like First Blood was at like 22 minutes.
Holy Jesus!
Yeah,
that
it was
happens
so slow.
a lot of times with pro teams. You would be surprised how often like they'll end games and there'll be total of like 12 kills all around 50 minutes into the game.
The main point of the story though was literally the crowd started roaring every time a ward got cleared by a pink or an oracle. It was back before the oracle nerf, so you know it was bought pretty often. You know it was, but we basically you'd always hear like, oh, and a ward was cleared as he was killing the ward. The whole crowd like cheers and everything, and it looks like there will be some bombs, but actually Morgana slightly countering Zilean's form of harass as she can just make a well-placed shield. So.
Yeah, and that is the biggest thing that I don't think a lot of people, when they looked at this matchup, necessarily took into account. That shield, even on its base alone, does quite a bit to save Morgana from the damage, which is why I said, you know, despite everything that's going to be going on in this mid lane, no matter how much they try and trade back and forth, no one's going to be able to kill each other. And a lot of it does come down to that spell shield, even though, you know, it's not going to block out all the damage, it's going to block out enough that with Morgana's passive going on, she gets that extra spell steal going on. She's able to spam her spell. She's just going to sit back and farm and be content to let Zilean farm because there's nothing she can do to
there's the flash ult by Morgana. Here comes Nocturne. Zilean ult barely going on himself at the last minute. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to follow this up as there hits creep lock. And now Amumu flashing in with the ult, getting a kill on Nocturne. That was so much happening so fast right there. Very, very well played by the blue team. And Zilean getting his ult on through that CC.
Yeah, unfortunate for the red team there. They just poured everything into that gank and it did not go the way they wanted to. And that is the biggest problem about ganking a Zilean. That ultimate just is so very strong, that mini Guardian Angels. You know, Zilean's just sitting there laughing at this point, going, ah ha 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 ha, you didn't kill me, which is, to be perfectly honest, is exactly what I would be doing if I was Zilean right now.
You are a good person.
Wait, what?
Making fun of people?
Oh,
nice.
Well, I have to ask, have you ever seen me play a league game where I'm like doing incredibly well? Like, I laugh and cackle like the evilest person you can possibly imagine.
No, that's the best way to play League though. Just have fun with it. Winning isn't everything.
Exactly.
But in this tournament,
like when I go support Eve and kill everybody.
Oh god.
I did that on my Smurf. It was the saddest thing I've ever seen. I think I went like 12-0-10 at the end of the game.
And looks like Zilean might not be so lucky this time. Ends up flashing. He has the ult up again, and here comes Amumu. Zilean's ult does go off, and there goes the spell shield on Nocturne. Amumu missing his bandage though, maybe thinking he was gonna juke. And Zilean really wants this kill. Look at that! Just watch Nocturne. Watch it. Oh, that is the most unsatisfying feeling to have that bomb over your head and can do nothing about it.
My biggest annoyance watching this game so far has to be the fact that they're falling into the same traps over and over again. Zilean Ultimate has a very short cooldown, and whether or not you understand that cooldown or not, you should just assume that you have to deal with it rather frequently, more frequently than your own Ultimate. And they go in and they burst everything they have trying to lock up Zilean. And Zilean's just, he puts his ult on himself and that's it. All the damage that they put in is just all for nothing at this point. And they don't have a decent counter to it, or at least they're not trying to effectively counter it. They should just be damaging him through binds, puddles coming out from Morgana, and then Nocturne's abilities. Wasting ultimates and ignites on Zilean at this point is just a waste.
Definitely, and just to point out, you mentioned his ult real quick. Just to elaborate a little more on that, Zilean's ult has about 160-second cooldown. However, his ability Rewind does count towards his ultimate, and if he uses it every time it's up, his ultimate ends up only being about 60 seconds of a cooldown.
Exactly.
So that's what makes it so good right there.
Exactly, and that's the biggest thing. I mean, even if going up against Zilean, you know he has that ability that just gives him that that cooldown reduction in terms of second cooldown reduction, not just like flat CDR, because that's how he does the double bomb.
Here comes Nocturne up here on Rumble. Stun goes down, followed by the Fear. Rumble taking a lot of damage. He's going to be flashing. His shield might come up soon, and oh, they're going to have to chase him on Rumble. The slow, it's slowing him so much, but he's going to be able to walk away. And I don't know why that Lulu ulted the Amumu, especially after Zilean had, so that might have been a wasted ult, but however, everyone will escape alive except for Rumble up in the top lane.
Yeah, poor Rumble. That ultimate was probably put down maybe a little too far ahead. He probably should have used it, blanketing it over himself and in front of where he was planning to go towards his turret. So maybe a bit of a misplay there, but still, I mean, he did all he could. I don't, in all honesty, think that he would have gotten out of that gank either way, but he still played that exceptionally well for what he had to deal with.
Very, very true. I agree with that. He got caught out, and the red team on that gank just chained their CC so well, which is why he just really didn't have a chance to react to that at all.
Yep, and it looks like Jax, fun enough, is actually planning on building into a Blade of the Ruined King. We see the Cutlass being picked up on him rather recently. A very interesting choice. I can't wait to see how Jax with Blade of the Ruined King is going to do later on in this game up against a team comp that, in all reality, outside of Amumu, not a lot of dedicated tanks.
I wanna see a Gunblade.
Oh god, really? Now that would be fun to see. Now, interestingly enough, there was some math done on the new Blade of the Ruined King. I think it was one of our pros that actually said that it was effective on people that as long as somebody had, I think it was like 1600 health, that Blade of the Ruined King was still an effective item to buy. If they had under that, it wasn't. So, I mean, it's still not going to be a bad item overall. You've still got the percentage damage coming out, you've still got the AD, you've got the slow, you've got the lifesteal. There's nothing particularly bad about the item, but I don't see a lot of Jaxes actually opt to build into Blade of the Ruined King, so I'm more interested to see how that specifically is going to work out more than anything else, if he decides to build that instead of Gunblade.
Definitely, and we'll just have to see. And oh, here comes Blitz and Nocturne here. Might look to go on Zilean here. Oh, then he realizes there's 4 people, but here comes Amumu. Not sure if this engagement is a good idea either, but they might. Oh, here comes Tristana. They saw her coming, and they're probably in Skype, so they probably knew that, but very, very nice follow-up roam from the blue team. Red team, thinking they really had the advantage there, kind of just got caught out. And I will have to say, Anelace, you said Tiny Pony or won last week?
Ponytail versus
Ponytail,
Tiny
yeah.
Pudge was a pro team that we interviewed. But
Well, I'm talking about in the tournament last week. Azza said that this is a
yeah,
replication
this is a
of the final.
rematch. That is correct.
And who won last week?
I'm a bad person for saying that I don't know off the top of my head.
That is okay.
You should never ask me about teams.
If anyone in the chat knows, please let us know. But I think Anelace is definitely showing their stuff. Maybe if they lost last week, they want to keep ahead, or if it could be the fact that maybe they won and they just want to. Sly Cooper apparently really likes Tiny Pudge, even though we're not discussing him at the moment.
Oh, apparently. Either way, though,
Yeah.
Overall, this game, you can see the blue team, they've just built up this gold advantage. They've been really slow and very methodical about it. They've got a turret, they've got some CS advantage going on, and they've got this 2-kill advantage right now, which has led them all in all up to a 5k gold lead. And this is a huge gold lead at 16 minutes into the game. So, I mean, we're just going to have to see what happens from here, but in all honesty, the blue team looking to be in a very advantageous position at the moment.
Definitely, and the Zilean pick, I actually see him doing a lot, and it looks like Rumble might get baited here. He might go down again. The fear will go off on him, and that's going to keep him in the damage for just a bit too long. Again, his ult just a bit too far forward.
Yeah, even then, that one would definitely not have saved him, and very unfortunate. You know, Nocturne doing his best to camp top. I talked about it a little bit. I didn't touch on it too heavily. In the picks and bans was that Jax is a ticking time bomb, and that it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. And that holds very true for this match. Nocturne is just trying to get him to that place sooner. Jax usually gets to the point in a match where he's just very hard to deal with, and he just suddenly explodes. He's got all this damage coming out. He's got this CC and everything else that you have to worry about, and he just becomes sort of this very, very difficult to deal with force that is such an annoyance to teams, and oh god, I hate going up against Jax.
Yeah, just to answer something in the chat, TPT does stand for Team Ponytail. Just a clarification.
Don't serious thing. Don't ask me about teams. There's a reason, you know, people talk about bias casting and stuff like that. More times than not, I end up just going into a game, not even know who's facing off against each other, so I can't be biased. So yeah, fun fact there. I tend to only get biased.
So is that why you took your chance when you had it?
Yeah.
You took.
That's exactly why I did it. So I could be biased the one time that I got to be biased. And now everybody in the chat is confused. Oh god, look at what you've started, man. Look at what you've started.
Sockymans, master of confusion.
No kidding.
Call me
anyway, though. Oh!
Very nice catch right there. Lulu's gonna get pulled, and the spell shield does go down on Blitzcrank, so if Lulu did ult, that would have been negated, but good thing she did not choose to use it. Would not have been an appropriate use.
No, not at all. The knock-up is the only thing that would have been negated. Other than that, Lulu would have been perfectly fine. She would have used the ultimate on herself to get the base health. Again, not a heal that's negated by Ignite, so always nice to use.
Definitely, and looks like just going to be taking some buffs, and it looks like you were right about the Jax building the Rune King. Not going to be taking Gunblade. That's kind of a Season 2 Jax item, and even then it was bought only after Trinity Force, which personally is my favorite item on Jax, just because it synergizes well, but I'm the guy talking about people building stuff. What do I know?
Yeah, sure, let's go with that, Sockymans. Now, MF has started off with a Black Cleaver instead of going for that immediate Blade of the Rune King like we can see built over on Tristana. So a nice pickup by this MF. MF, of course, that Black Cleaver stacking amazingly well with her ultimate. It's a very standard thing to pick up. It might be a little preemptive. Generally, you see MF build Bloodthirster or Blade of the Rune King first before building into that Black Cleaver. But certainly not a bad thing. That ultimate, if they manage to get off a good team fight and MF can land a full ultimate across the team, it's going to do devastating amounts of damage without too many dedicated tanks or ways to really disrupt her. Their best option to disrupt her right now are the knock-up or silence coming out from Lulu and then Amumu's ultimate. And 2 out of 3 of those are ultimates, and the other one is a polymorph, which, to be perfectly honest, can easily be negated by a Blitzcrank silence by the time she comes in range for it. So MF has some good opportunities into this game to get off an ultimate if she can do it right, or if Amumu doesn't stick to her properly. So we'll really have to see what happens with that, but if she can do that here soon, that early Black Cleaver is really going to pay off.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really not sure how this game is going to go yet, and Skype just made a beeping noise for some reason, but it looks like Morgana going to be going on Zillion real quick, but again, once both AP carries cooldowns are gone, they really don't have, you know, much else to do. They're really limited in that aspect, and looks like Misfortune could be in trouble here. Tristana jumping, but MF flashing that slow. Tristana could have kept going, but taking the smart route and just continuing to farm.
Yep, in the meantime, it looks like we do have the Locket of the Iron Solari being built on Nocturne. He's actually opting for a bit of a tankier build right now, something interesting to see. Normally, you do see Nocturne opting for that damage build, but right now just trying to give his team some form of dedicated tank.
Definitely, and there goes the Rumble out coming down in the middle of the team fight. Jax is being slowed, and he's being taken really low. Very nice flash, but Rumble is going to follow, and Blitzcrank is there for an additional hop, but Rumble will continue to catch up to him. Nocturne is now in trouble now too. Tristana jumping and trying to chase him, and here comes Rumble from the side. Rumble taking him down, and Zilean takes down that tower, and it looks like they're going to look to push some more here. But that was a very, very good team fight for blue. Team Ponytail looks like they might be in a little bit of trouble here. Anelace doing a very, very good job.
Totally wasn't typing it just then. But yeah, that was an excellent team fight and pretty much just secured the game for the blue team right now. You can see 22 minutes into the game, nearly 10k gold advantage right now. They're pushing in onto the base turrets right now and just doing so much damage.
Yeah, Blitzcrank doing a very nice pull, getting killed, but getting Tristana killed in the as a response, and now Zilean is in the middle of the enemy team, just choosing to put a bomb on and press the S key. They're not going to be able to push this inhibitor tower, just going a little bit too far. And it looks like they actually could get caught out, but very, very nice flash there. Nocturne very, very fast though, and it looks like they wanted to turn almost there for a bit. Yeah, they're continuing to chase here. Nocturne just needs to hit that fear, and here comes Jax hopping in, stunning the whole team. MF all going down, dealing lots of damage, and now Jax is kind of caught out here. He's tanking the tower, his team not wanting to take the tower for him, but he's going to get away. Rumble being taken low as well.
Yeah, that was unfortunate there to see them extend past that turret instead of just concentrate on taking down the turret and then trying to get down the inhibitor. That really would have helped them in securing this game right now. Unfortunately, it still has given the red team a foothold in this game, but down massive amounts of gold right now. Even though the kill score is so close, what really clinches this game is the map control that the blue team has from having 4 turrets down right now. They've managed to amass the gold from both that and Dragon, and it's just causing so many issues for the red team that they really can't compete with. They haven't even gotten any of the tier 1 turrets down on the blue team side.
Definitely. As we see the tower advantage, just taking a quick look at the bigger picture right now, tower advantage 4-0 for the blue team. Blue team also leading in kills, and because of all that, they almost have a 10k gold advantage coming into the 25-minute mark, so that's pretty big deal coming out here. So what do you think that Team Ponytail needs to do to get back in this game?
In all reality, the red team right now needs to concentrate on catching people out of position. They don't need to fall for Zilean's ultimate trick anymore, and if they can manage to do that once or twice, then they should have a solid foothold in this game. But they need to isolate somebody, take them out, and then proceed to go for an all-out engagement from there.
Yep, and I'm really liking all this love we're getting from the chat.
You're just happy because, you know, your pet bunny rabbit is getting all the love. I'm stealing your bunny.
Oh, don't steal my rabbit.
No, I'm sorry. It's my bunny now.
By the way, so did you watch any videos about the new champion?
Is it Zach?
Yeah.
That's right, Zach.
Zilean gets hooked real quick there. Sorry to change the subject, but we do have a team fight. Morgana might be in trouble here. She might get bursted down before the second ult tick. There it goes, and Blitzcrank now getting picked up. Tristana getting a double kill. Nocturne getting slowed. That jump resetting, of course, over and over again, but Tristana won't get this kill as she will get feared, and Amumu will pick it up. Now, we gotta see what they end up doing with this lead. They could end up taking Baron or look to push more towers. It is a 5-2 right now in people who are up. So
yeah, fun thing that was seen there. While they go ahead and pick up this Baron, they should be able to do it uncontested, is that they went all in for the Zilean again, and they've really got to stop doing that. But more so than that, they did it when Zilean had his ultimate on themselves, and they stopped damage, seeing that his ulti was down, and then Morgana popped her ultimate after the Zilean ulti had worn off, trying to take him out. And that was a really good idea on her part. Unfortunately, it's just too little too late to learn to adjust to that.
MF tried to steal with the ult there, but Tristana just jumps over, gets the kill, and is able to jump out, but Nocturne's able to follow up there. Now Amumu ulting, locking down the whole red team. Now it looks like they're in trouble. They could possibly get aced right here. Yes, they will get. Rumble gets a double kill. Zilean takes another one. And it looks like Rumble does use that ult to slow Nocturne a little bit. Zilean trying to do some slowing himself. Another bomb on Nocturne, and it looks like Rumble will catch up. that will be the ace for the blue team, and they'll look to push at least an inhibitor off this.
Yep, now Zilean had popped his ultimate a little bit early on himself, actually opting to die to Baron. If he had saved that, that would have been a much cleaner ace, with Tristana likely being alive if he had popped it early enough on him during that team fight. However, still a very nice pickup. They managed to get Baron. MF didn't steal it, so some nice smiting by their jungler allowed them to do so, and now it looks like they may even take the inhib.
Looks like they're not going to take the inhib, but they are going to be retreating. Zilean getting caught out right here, but is ult up already. We're going to have to see if he's going to able to be picking up anything here. No, he's not going to be able to. And it looks like the... Oh, sorry about getting distracted there, but that is a double kill for the red team, getting 2 kills there. It looks like my League of Legends launcher stopped working. I'm just not going to click.
Don't touch anything.
I'm literally, I'm not touching anything. I'm like, okay, something popped up that says this stopped working, but it's still working. So I'm just not gonna you're off to the side for now.
It's just the chat client that stopped working, so there won't be a lobby for you to return to, but you're still in the game, so no worries.
Definitely. Well, that's good. But back to the game. There is a huge gold lead right now.
Yeah, there's a massive gold lead on the part of the blue team right now. They have just taken the small advantages they got in the early game and absolutely ran with them. Even picking up a dragon right now, they've had great control over their objectives, over the towers. You can even see still at 28 minutes into the game, the red team has yet to take a tier 1 turret. And it's so devastating to them. They're locked pretty much inside their base, inside their own jungle. They're not able to push very far without meeting heavy blue team aggression. And the blue team has just had optimal team fights. MF hasn't been able to get a good ultimate off, and I think this is partly due to her build. She focused a lot on getting this early Black Cleaver, but in all honesty, she hasn't been set up for a lot of ultimates. She should have realized that this probably wasn't going to be a setup she was going to be able to achieve until later on, and should have opted to go for a Bloodthirster or even a Blade of the Ruined King earlier on.
Definitely. And as you can see just right now, certain item choices, Morgana going for that, just to look at some different items. Morgana is going for that, but I'll have to, I was going to say Zanya's, but I'm going to have to talk about that later, as Blitzcrank hits a very nice flash pull, catching Zilean out. The ulti does go down, but it looks like they're not even going to be able to get the kill, because they're going to have to retreat and just leave Zilean to be, because the rest of his team is here, and they're constantly slowing and disrupting the other team. Jax turning around and going back in, getting killed. Nocturne being taken really low. Tristana jumping after him. Not sure if he's going to be able to get the kill, but Rumble will pick it up. Tristana jumping back over, and this is going to be another ace. This could be the final push coming out here from the blue team now. All 5 members are up. And if this is, yeah, it looks like they're going to continue pushing, and the members of Team Ponytail aren't up for another 30 seconds. So I think this is going to be GG coming out. Very nice game played by Anelace.
Yep, GGs are being called across the boards, and that means that the blue team will go ahead and take home the TowerDiveTV Weekly number 20. So grats to them. We'll go ahead and get you guys your prizes as quickly as possible. So a couple of quick plugs before we go here, guys.
Wait, before you plug, Simon wanted me to switch it to something.
Okay.
Oh, I have no client to come back to.
Can I go now? Can I go now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Anyways, this has been the TowerDiveTV Weekly. Be sure to follow us here on Twitch for content coming out 7 days a week. Everything that you can possibly imagine, you can definitely find here. As well, follow us on Twitter at TowerDiveTV. And for any VoDs that you've happened to miss out on, be sure to subscribe to us over on YouTube. That's youtube.com/TowerDiveTV. This has been LunetTheHerald casting with Sockymans today. You can go ahead and follow me over on Twitter at LunetTheHerald, or alternatively, follow me over on Twitch for lots of streamy goodness over at, you guessed it, LunetTheHerald. In the meantime, Sockymans, would you like to make any plugs?
Yep, I would like to plug myself. No, I'm just kidding. First, before plugging, I'd like to say thanks for watching, everyone. Like without you guys, the fans, TowerDiveTV would be nothing, and you guys are really cool. And yeah, Make sure to follow our Twitch. You said all that. And as you can see, just real quick up, we do have our schedule of events posted on the stream. So if you want to just remember this, you'll know which ones you want to tune into. And we also do other random streaming. If you want to follow me and what I do, I have a Facebook page and a Twitter, both Sockymans. I'll post it in the Twitch chat real quick before we end up leaving tonight. And I do most of my random streaming on TowerDive, but I do have my own Twitch channel. I don't use it very much anymore, so I'm not going to plug that. You just need to know, if you want to know where I'm doing stuff, Twitter, Facebook. Best ways to do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it from us here today. Thank you for tuning in to this TowerDive TV weekly cast. We will be back next week, so bye, guys!